If you're looking to travel to Orlando with TUI, chances are you'll be flying to a small airport 75 miles southeast of Orlando called Melbourne, not to be confused with Melbourne in Australia. We booked a package holiday with TUI, flying from Manchester in the UK to Melbourne in Florida, staying at Universal's Endless Summer Resort. Coming up in this video, we'll cover what it's actually like to fly with TUI to Melbourne, Florida. How was the included ground transfer to Orlando, both going to Orlando and being picked up again at the end of our trip, and what's the airport terminal like itself? Is flying to Melbourne a more convenient way to reach the theme park fun of Orlando? Hey, this is Stu for Out and Back Travel. If you're new around here, I make videos to help inspire travel to theme parks and attractions all around the world, especially in Orlando. If you do find this video helpful in some way, please smash that like button and subscribe, as that really helps me out on YouTube. While TUI is a popular choice for holidays to the theme park capital of Orlando, they don't actually fly to Orlando themselves. Instead, they're based at Melbourne, again Melbourne, Florida, not Melbourne, Australia, so you won't find any kangaroos when you land. Melbourne is a relatively modest sized international airport located 75 miles southeast of Universal or Walt Disney World in Orlando. It'll take approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes to 1.5 hours by car. If you're buying a package holiday from TUI, your package will include, along with your flight and hotel, a complimentary bus transfer to your hotel in Orlando, just like the classic Spanish package holidays, and that's what we did, which we'll cover later. Alternatively, you could pick up a rental car and make the 75-mile drive yourself. A reason for choosing TUI is that they have the best choice of direct flights from the UK from regional airports outside of London. As of recording this video in 2025, you can fly to Melbourne, Florida direct from Glasgow, Newcastle, Manchester, Birmingham and London Gatwick. It's really great to see airports outside of London offer those direct flights. We flew from Manchester and check-in was an absolute breeze. The flight time to Florida from the UK is the best part of 9 hours, and we flew on Pixie Dust, a TUI Airways Boeing 7879 Dreamliner, with the economy cabin laid out in a free configuration and the premium cabin in a 232 configuration. Always worth checking out Seat Guru before you select your seats on a plane, as some of the rows don't have windows. Being from Yorkshire and tighter than a Yorkside street, of course we flew economy. The seat had a USB-A socket underneath the screen, handy for keeping those devices charged. And I got this £3 headphone adapter off Amazon, so I can listen to the Depeche Mode deep cuts on the in-flight entertainment system. So absolute bonus points there, thank you TUI. We got 2 meals on the flight which were okay for airline food, a chicken and rice dish, and hello, full-size cans, not the silly airplane mini cans. More bonus points for TUI, yes, give me the 330ml of soda, not the piddly 250s. A fantastic result. And we got served an afternoon tea before landing. I still dream about that raspberry tiffin, it was a sensation. Don't know how they did it. Overall, the flight was pleasant and comfortable. The benefit of only TUI using this airport is that you're going to be the only passengers waiting for baggage to be unloaded and to get through the immigration border control checks. So compared to flying to the relatively busy Orlando International Airport, this is a huge benefit of flying to Melbourne. The modest size mean that there's only really your flight going through the process of getting your bags or going through the security checks, so it does happen very quickly. The whole process of getting off the plane, picking up our luggage and going through security was a very reasonable 30 minutes. From security, you enter the TUI Welcome Centre, where we're immediately greeted at the door and allocated to our coach transfer. This took literally 1 minute. The staff were so efficient, I didn't even have time to film it, they were so quick. The bus took around an hour and 15 minutes, and our hotel was the first drop off, so we really lucked out. The whole flight, landing, airport and transfer process was so efficient and smooth, I was really impressed. Job well done, TUI. Sadly, all good things, including your vacation, must come to an end, so how did the return leg of the journey go? After a lovely stay at Universal's Endless Summer Dockside Inn and Suites, make sure you're subscribed to the channel to get notifications of when I upload that video. But the TUI app updated to let us know our pickup time for the return bus would be at 12:50, but they do advise being ready 15 minutes before that. The app also showed our route ahead. We'd have one more additional pickup at the Vista Cay resort before travelling back to Melbourne. I love that this is done for an app and you don't have to call anyone or faff around with a rep in the resort. The bus collected us from outside the hotel lobby entrance and the friendly driver helped load the luggage. The journey back to Melbourne was a little under 80 minutes. When we arrived at the airport, we had to wait on the coach whilst our luggage was unloaded with the utmost care. Yep, that's our bag sideways on the floor. We were dropped right by the check-in desk, just like our luggage. Of course, make sure you tell check-in if you have a lightsaber, #Florida problems. Check-in was efficient, as was security, and these are the benefits of being the only transatlantic airline using this airport. However, the downside is that the terminal isn't as extensive as a shopping mall like Orlando International Airport, so your shopping and dining choices will be a little limited. There was Coastal News and Gifts, which is basically your tourist tap shop with a newspaper and some bottled drinks and crisps and candy. A very tiny duty-free shop, basically a duty-free corner. The tap room was a sit-down like restaurant serving pub food and nice beers. The butcher's block did sandwiches and more grab-and-go options, and there was also a Dunkin' Donuts and a tiki bar. So, you know, there was something for everyone and also plenty of open seating in the terminal, so it wasn't a bad wait at all. There is a premium lounge for those TUI premium customers, or if you fancy an airport lounge, that option is available to you. Overall, it's a relatively small but serviceable space while you wait for the depressing reality of your flight home. Ugh, the horrible end to all holidays. So, would I recommend flying with TUI to Melbourne, Florida for an Orlando holiday? Absolutely yes. I was really impressed by the TUI service, the efficiency of the airport and the ground coach transfers to the hotel in Orlando. It was also nice to be picked up at the end of the holiday rather than waiting for an Uber or Lyft back to the airport ourselves. The relatively modest size of the airport and TUI being the only transatlantic user mean the queues for security and luggage are much more efficient. It's also relatively quieter and calmer compared to the hustle and bustle of a major Orlando International Airport, which might be helpful for some people. I wouldn't recommend a flight only option where you had to make your own way to Orlando, as I think the cost and effort would mean it's just a bit more efficient to fly to Orlando itself. It's great that you have some regional airports in the UK with direct flights, so Glasgow, Newcastle, Manchester and Birmingham, as well as the usual London Gatwick. Unfortunately, TUI has reduced some of the services in the off-season, meaning that the packages now might include flights with different operators that go to Orlando Airport over Melbourne, like this one from Manchester with Aer Lingus, or this one from Heathrow with Virgin Atlantic, which both fly to Orlando International Airport over Melbourne. So hopefully we'll see a fuller flight schedule to Melbourne again soon. But it's over to you. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you fly to Melbourne over Orlando? Is the compromise on distance worth the more bijou airport experience? Have you flown to Melbourne International Airport in Florida before? How did you find it? Please let us know in the comments below so we can all learn from each other's experiences. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, until next time, stay safe on the way out and back.